So, we'll start. This is Dan Oliver. Azurewolf? His name's Azurewolf. Dan Oliver. Crappy name. Azurewolf. That's a sweet name, right? He is a 2300 SR Junkrat. Oh, I guess if you fall back, you keep your higher rank. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, sorry. Did we get to see... So it's a 2200 rank game. 2200 rank game. Yeah. It's pretty even. It looks like we're going to see a bunch of Junkratting on Numbani. Does that have sound? Oh, it's super quiet. Okay, so... Oh, it's so quiet that it's almost disorienting for me. Alright. Alright, Chiptunes, you're gonna save us. There we go. Chiptune's gonna save us. Okay, good. So this is a good spot to put Trap. He killed someone. More importantly than killing someone is he knows the team's coming from up here, so he should be, you know, hugging this a little bit of a better angle. This is risky. Okay, there we go. So he reused the trap. That's one of the big things. And then he got right back to the high ground. Or he attempted to get back to the high ground. Good.
My genius
okay.
Is finally
This is great. This is perfect. You got away with just a little bit of health. Which is the correct amount of health. So don't let up your attacking up there. If you know they're pressuring from there constantly, then keep doing it. I need Darzar. Stop it. Darzer. Just subscribe to Twitch Prime for 3 months in a row. Smiley face, you motherfucker. Thank you. Thank you! So yeah, okay, so back here is fine. I actually don't like going up to this point as Junkrat. It provides nothing valuable. If you want to hit someone over here, then you can just bank shots off the bus. It's too risky. You put yourself too far forward. If they all of a sudden have a Widow or whatever change, you're super vulnerable. Come on, YouTube, go. And that's what you get for touching that. So essentially, you need to know where they're coming from constantly. I don't know if, for whatever reason, why you stopped defending the top right. Actually, I thought the push stopped too, but I can't hear. So, yeah, use sound. This is risky, but we'll see what it gets. Okay. Put it on trap. Alright, so I see a lot of talk about that. Throwing down the remote mine as well as your trap, I would say just don't even do that, ever. When you're this close in combat, if you cannot confirm, like 100% confirm you will not need mobility in the next 8 seconds, then yeah, you can throw the remote mine down. But if you will need it, then keep it. The extra 120 damage you would have done to the Diva doesn't really do jack shit. But now, going out there, hitting the Roadhog twice, and then remote jumping somewhere to the high ground or something, that would have been significantly better. Alright, yep, keep backing up. Yep, yeah. So that's the problem. And this is kind of why I usually last a little bit too long in the back. Okay, we're going low quality. Getting stuttery, sorry. So what happens if you try to hold that point over here and you're up on that balcony and it looks like that? Comes up here, goes to the high ground. If you get stuck in this high room and the cart pushes to this point, I couldn't even say that, it pushes like to this point, they've essentially cut you off from your team. Yeah, either you gotta die super quick like you did, or you kind of just ride it out and hope your team will defend the point one last time. Good. I would say if you're ever fighting a diva and that type of shit, then yeah, you just immediately throw a trap. Sucks. Hog got away. Diva got demeched. That's useful, but... yeah. That's Hog for you. So I guess should be talked about here. This angle is a little bit sharp. But hitting up here, you have more... accuracy. So, right... remember, anything circular gives you great control with deflections. So right here is a really, really useful thing. You can actually get it this way, all the way to this way, depending on how you hit the pillar. And that would actually move your trap down to the low ground right about now. Looks like someone went into that room. Alright, good. You got to pick, back up while they focus you. And I would continue to attack here. Okay, you're committing? Great. Zarya's super important kill. I think she's actually one of the most important people to kill. Good, yeah, you should hurt all three of them there. The soldier should die shortly. Perfect. Yeah, if you hit 3 squishies with a remote mine, holy shit, that's value. So good job there. Crap, good. Good. So yeah, so far so good, man. You're playing it like a champ. Oh. I think you knew that you shouldn't have fell. Alright, good. You fell, and I think you knew you were wrong there. And then you try to find the closed-in area, which is great. Mr. Bad Times, just subscribe. Thank you, Mr. Bad Times. Hope you're having a good time, though. Diva gets 3. Yeah, okay, so you got your team is defending it. It was looking bad, but ultimates can fix that stuff. Also, when you're here, we'll have to go back to it. These are all useful. Yep, these are all good ones. Also, notice that your shield goes away once you hit, like, this line. So in watching the main path, if you ever, when you're up here, you can bank shots off of this wall, and that's very useful. In fact, I usually don't. I'll put a trap up here. That's a trap, and then I'll use my ears to cover the high ground, and then I'll come out here and I'll shoot at the low ground. If I hear someone upstairs, then I start fighting up here. But you guys seem to be aggressively defending up here, which kind of puts you on the back foot if someone attacks right here, and that's why you're so far back right here. Right? That's why this red person's at the high ground. You were so far forward that when they attack down low, you had to back up significantly. This is a lot of wasted time. And because you had to back up so far, it gave him time to take the short route and get up top. So, yeah, you can be less greedy and still cover a route with sound. Perfect. That killed the push. As far as I'm concerned, like, that's... And that's what I look to do with... And people will ask me, they'll be like, why do you just focus one person down? I'm like, well, it's not greedy. I can get the most done that way. Like, the ult actually works. The truth is that ultimates are meant to stop the push, right? They're to break up and to destroy the push. Think of them as just timers, right? They just add 20, 30 seconds to the time. So if you kill 1 or 2 people with Tire and it stops the push, then you've essentially killed 6 people. You don't need to kill 6 people to stop the push. You just need to kill 1 or 2. And when fighting a D.Va, slow your shots down. That's just my... Okay. I like this choice. So, this is always a choice, and this rears its ugly head in any game. Just not Junkrat, not just Overwatch. A team has pushed really far in with 1 hero. Let's say there's 2. Just for the sake of the argument. What you and the D.Va did was you jumped down here and you slowed this reinforcement. So now they're isolated. And 4 of your guys can attack 2 of their guys while you guys just stall. Your job here isn't to kill, so don't play too greedy, but just stall. And that works, right? Symmetra saved you there, but you still died. And that's where sound comes in. See some stuff in the low ground too. Good shot. Okay, and with that much time, yep, you just got to pressure away, and you defended. So good. I think you're doing everything pretty much spot on. So, I personally preemptively put a mine here, and I'll start sieging from the low ground, and then after 5 or 6 seconds, then I'll jump to the high ground. That's just my normal attack route here if I go this way. See, if you would have had the 8 seconds by now, and you would have had, if nothing else, you would have had the choice if you wanted to go up and over. And I would actually recommend you going, there you go. Didn't work out. Get shot, but hey. Yeah, see, whenever you attack a place, if you have one source of action, like you have pressure from one specific area, it's super weak. And this is why the 5-1 split is so good. If you were up here and you were applying pressure here or this way, this entire defense, where they just put everything here, is so easy to focus everything in this corner, or this choke point. But as soon as you come up like this, then people have to look this way. You could be a jerk, and you could just like crouch on the low ground and shoot stuff to the... you can crouch on the high ground and shoot to the low ground. It just gives options. And you need to... whenever pressuring people, try to pressure them in complex ways. Meaning, this is just one single action of pressure. You can add one here, maybe here. If you divide too much up, then each part gets weaker. But if you just do a 5-1 flank, it's perfect. D.Va ulted, she demeched the D.Va and killed a soldier. Probably, that soldier kill is probably one of the most important on this point. Looks like you have an issue with your jumps. Or at least being consistent. Alright, the Widow's dead. It's go time. Trap the high traffic area down here, the main path. That's where I would immediately trap. Oh, this is all innie. Okay. Yeah, that's what I expected. Yeah, you got to kill, but you died, and they're just going to get it back. It's not going to be a big deal. So prioritize surviving. It's my biggest advice to any DPS. I would say the number one skill for DPS, surviving. Number 2, accuracy. That's it. You have to survive.
Aiming's overrated.
You can't survive. Alright. She's attacking you constantly. Yeah, that's rough. Alright, so your diva pulled through. You got this. You're good. I would say it's okay to poke this way, see what's going on. If they're pushed too far up, well, you'll find a hog. Perfect. Got him with your death. So yeah, since the payload actually takes time to get started, like it actually has to like start its engine, hover, and then start slowly moving at first. You can poke forward and see if anyone's around the corner, because if their team was so pushed up here and you did come through and you get behind them, that's great. But you got killed, but you're right here anyways. So you got to use this time that essentially this happens in a lot of Overwatch maps with gates that open and close very slowly. It gives you time to poke forward. Okay. I mean, they killed a bunch of you guys. That's whatever. They used 2 ults. That's perfectly fine. K Federation, you can throw it on Twitch to me, but yeah. If it's to get reviewed, throw it in Discord when your Discord starts working. Now it comes to fight for a corner. Okay, good. You always want to fan out across the choke, apply pressure from multiple sides. Three, 4. Okay. Now you push up. I would get off of the cart. Yeah, start pressuring from this way. Again, this is a more complex route. Alright, now I take the high ground. Good. Your jumps, you're not jumping before you detonate. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time I've noticed you have low jumps. You had a good one there, but definitely work on that. I would actually be a little bit greedier and throw that on the low ground.
Aiming's overrated.
I'd actually stick your face back out that way. This works too. Good. Perfect. Yeah, that's game. I think you did fine. In fact, it was questionable reviewing this one because you just did well. A little questionable of a review. I may have to watch out for these in the future, but we looked at it. That's not it. Alright, chiptunes. There we go. There's my triangle. So, yeah. Your accuracy seemed fine. Your actual skill usage, trap was good, but work on your mind jumps. Mind jumps. Positioning. I guess. Focus more on surviving. And see what that does to your positioning, because I think this is a big habit. As a lot of people, as soon as someone dies, they just get really aggressive and they're like, "Well, I gotta die with my team." It's actually super useful to be a rat problem and to dive in deeper. And along this lines, I would also say I usually don't push exactly with my team. Be careful about pushing the exact same way as your team when assaulting a bigger point. So like Nambani point 1, usually you don't want to get everyone through the single choke, right? That's why when you go main, if you go through main, you usually want someone to take the high ground, or you push through main very quickly and then you kind of spread out a little bit. It's very dangerous to put all 6 people in one choke for a very long time. And essentially on the long side of Nambani, this is, I know the choke point is just here, but as far as I'm concerned, this entire goddamn thing's a choke point. You have to go through this long hallway. Like, you have to walk for 5 to 10 seconds to get through this hallway. That's very dangerous. Anytime you get a long corridor, don't stick with all 6. So just be careful about that. I'm not saying don't push with your team, but be careful when going down long corridors, pushing with your team. You're going to get stuck at this choke point. Your logistics, that would be your mind jumps. Your trap usage was good. Again, survive for longer. But most of the places I told you to defend, like I would be like, I would defend from here. You're doing it shortly after I said that, so that was perfect. Information, use sound. So indoors can be rough for Junkrat. It can be rough for anyone because of just all the sharp corners. Use sound to perceive if someone's there. That's my biggest advice there. You don't have to defend right at the choke point on the top point of Nambani.
My genius is finally recognized.
You just don't. You can throw a trap down, see if anyone hits it, or if they destroy it, or if they go around. If they go around, that gives you like 3 or 4 more seconds of them running around it for you to notice them through sound. If you notice them through sound, then pressure them. But if you don't notice anyone, then continue to support the main path. The problem is with sticking inside of a flank, is that you cannot support the main path. You need to be able to do both. And the only way to get that type of mobility and that options of it available to you is essentially being less greedy in the choke to allow you to be more greedy overall. Right? So you want to be able to shooting at 2 places at once instead of 1 place at once, which that is inherently greedy. But since you're playing back from the choke and using sound to figure out if someone's there, then that kind of evens it out. Also, Little Devil Butt! Thank you for your 2 months. 2 months, Chro? Or 2 whole months. Chro's the best streamer. Yeah, I am. But, there's no other questions. I think that's it. I think it was pretty straightforward. No questions. Biggity bow, we're done with that one.